I think in some ways like microscopic landscapes actually inspire me the most, and like very small parts of like the bark on trees, because you can find rivers and canyons, deltas, and mountain ranges in just that little topography there, and like the way it grows is really interesting. Well, I guess like when you look really close up at a snowflake, you know, like that's sort of like its own little microscopic landscape, or like cells and blood moving through veins and stuff like that. Like you see a lot of the same patterns as you see here, or in the larger natural world, and I just think that's really interesting. This piece, it's called Omni, and that's because it's referencing the symmetrical nature of fractals and how I see that as tied to like the infinite, and that's what the word omni means, omnipresence. It's everywhere, it's infinite. I wanted this piece in a way to be sort of like something that you could get lost in and keep finding different places, and like maybe if you get really close up to it, lose a bit of your bearings. And like I think that feeling of being lost is like tied to that like same looking out on the horizon and touching a little bit of like what the infinite is. It's paraffin wax, and then I mix dry pigments with that. So I make each of the colors myself, much like some people make their own oil paints. And you know, my studio I see as like this microclimate, and so it's just a very small zone where these things emerge, and I'm not choosing where each crystal forms and how it forms. I'm like setting this process in motion that I have created, but it's the process, not the end result that I've created. And then I'm sort of watching everything evolve and be made, and then kind of all tweaking things, but from like afar, to affect different results, but not specifically choosing where any one thing is happening. And so that's part of the reason why it is so organic. It appears so organic because it is. Because it did in some ways just emerge out of the environment that I created.